Driving Empire. Yes, DE. This is that game, bro. For me, this is one of my favorites, man. As y'all can see, I've been posting a ton of Driving Empire, but that's because literally, bro, I'm kind of addicted. Like, there's just so much you can do in this game. Y'all gotta admit, this is a pretty fun game, man.
I think this is a really incredibly impressive update, and the fact that they've done so much in 1 year of like having this game really goes to show that if you work hard, you will get rewarded for it. This is a weird update, I'm not gonna lie. This is a weird update. It's pretty cool. I like the cars that they added, but it is a little bit weird to be adding something like this to the game. So it could be the new developers thinking, hey, let's do kind of a gambling update, but it's weird because you're gonna end up with a bunch of cars you didn't even really want to begin with, just to get the car you really want. I just feel like I've spent a lot more money than I've received. The more that I sit here and click, the more I kind of feel like this is a little bit of a bad update. We're not supposed to be playing a gambling simulator, we're supposed to be racing cars. I don't want my cars that I'm excited to get and own to be locked behind a freaking gambling simulator. Bro, I'm just gonna say it, this is a friggin' terrible update. Why should I just sit here and just get duplicates nonstop? Like, this is so stupid to me. This is like the first real update with the new developers, and yeah, this is going the opposite direction, I think. I was really hoping this game was not gonna go this way. What the heck, Driving Empire? What the heck? I'm done. I'm not doing this anymore. I can't be bothered. This is like my favorite driving game, and I love the old developers of this game. I love the owners. Like, I actually respect the heck out of them. And so seeing this is just like, I don't know if it's the right way to go, man. I hope the game doesn't keep going this way. Yeah, I'm not gonna do this anymore. This is ridiculous. And yeah,
guys, we have an unfortunate video to make here, guys. Bugattis are now gone from Driving Empire. What was it called? It was the Bolingo or whatever in this game, but it's gone, guys. Look, no Bugattis, guys. Check it out. This is because of the whole crate thing, guys. It's because, you know, yeah. Now, Koenigseggs have yet to come back, so they could possibly be gone as well. I don't know, guys. This is very bad, you know. Just wow, you know. I thought we were in the clear, but I guess not, guys. Well, it's really the community's fault at this point. You know, they were emailing the car company, but
Check this out, bro. Gone. All of them. Gone. I'll see you in a second, but listen. You ain't got no Cavallo up in. Yet again, another removal. In today's episode, bro, we're discussing the Pagani removal. And this rain is a perfect weather for the way I'm feeling. We lost so many cars.
Driving Empire started off looking like any other game that a little kid took a bunch of free models and threw it together to being the most popular and noticeable racing game on the platform. Over 2 months, they have lost thousands of players and haven't kept the reputation that they had back then. So what happened? This is the rise and fall of Driving Empire. Let's start all the way back in 2019. A person by the name of Faninian wanted to make another car game. He had a few other unknown games that were doing pretty well and wanted to make another. So he asked a friend of his, the one we all know very well today, Borges, to help Faninian develop the new game with him. So on June 23rd, in 2019, they both started developing the game, and Faninian had called it the very well-known name Wayfort, and it was released in June 13th, 2019. Now surprisingly, the game grew pretty fast in just only a month. And a month after the game's release, we got the first ever public video for Wayfort, and it was uploaded by someone named Ralph Fasano. Then other bigger YouTubers, such as Matrix and Foxzack, were making their own videos on the game and doing a whole review, which grew the Wayfort community even bigger. Both Faninian and Borges worked together for a few months on Wayfort, until sadly both Faninian and Borges had a falling out and got into an argument, which led Faninian to make a decision on what to do with the game. And then Faninian made his decision. He decided to give the game to Borges and move on, which after a couple months later, he realized that his passion was in making Roblox car games and stuff. So he decided to finish working on a side project that he had been working on since September of 2019, Vehicle Legends. He then go on to release it in January 2nd of 2020, and that's the game he still develops to this day. Borges carried on developing Wait For It, but he needed help developing the game, so he got two people to help him develop the game. Those two people are none other than Last Nick, aka Nick, and Hackery. Borges then wanted to rename the game from Wait For It into something else, so they made a poll and had the community vote on what to rename the game to. Those two options were Driving Champions and Driving Empire. And no, I'm not joking, the game literally had a chance of getting called Driving Champions. So on August 29th, 2020, the game was renamed to Driving Empire, and this was one of its biggest updates ever. They having new cars, a whole redone map, whole new intro, new UI, and everything. Everything was completely redone, and it was one of Driving Empire / Wait For It's biggest updates ever. 2 weeks and 4 days later, on December 23rd, 2020, they got the first ever Driving Empire event, and that event was the 2020 Christmas event. Borges, Nick, and Hackery didn't have the idea for the name Winterfest, so they didn't give it a name and just called it a holiday event. This event includes some of the best cars in a Driving Empire event. The event had 3 limited time reps, a Santa bag that gave you extra 5 gifts if you delivered a present in the event, a V10 BMW M5, Ferrari F50, Bugatti Leon, the Mercedes AMG Project 1, and a Ferrari FF. This event had quite a lot of stuff, to say the least. It wasn't the best event in Driving Empire because it was extremely repetitive and boring since all you were doing is just driving back and forth. On February 22nd, 2021, about 2 months after the Christmas event, they got a new update. The update included some stuff that now just looks normal today. It included new backfires to cars, they finally added boost, the Koenigsegg Agera R, new lighting, the ability to favorite your cars, and 2 limited cars, which were the P1 GTR and the Lamborghini Revendon. We were still getting quite a bit of updates, but there were some smaller ones, nothing huge. But on March 12th, we did get the McLaren Sabre in the game. All the updates for the past few months were not bad at all, and they were really good. After many months of awesome updates, we got the 2021 Spookfest event, which for an unknown reason, released on November 6th of 2021. And this update was the most craziest update that had ever come to Driving Empire. The update had so much stuff. You had challenges to complete for pumpkins, which the pumpkins can be used to buy the cars. The Porsche 911 GT1 Strassen version, Jaguar XJ220, Ferrari F355, Mazda RX-7, the Lamborghini Diablo, and different sections to buy the car. Not to mention that this event had the most detail out of any event in Driving Empire ever. There was so much to do on top of coming up with names for the type of challenge you had to do, such as Dreadful Drag, Ghostly Goal, Pumpkin Patch, Monster Miles, Magic Money, and Wicked Win. Even having a Halloween themed spoiler that was limited time for the event. And also, it would show how many challenges you have done. There is so much to this event that can easily show that it is without a doubt the best Driving Empire event ever. 2 weeks later, on November 20th, 2021, the Spookfest event ended, normal updates came out for a while, and as expected, there were really good updates. But there was one thing about these updates, and that was the time difference they were coming out. See, we had an update come out on May 9th, 2021. Then the next update came out about 16 days later, and the update after that came out 19 days later, which is 2 weeks and 5 days, and the update after that one came out after 14 days, which is another 2 weeks, and then 24 days, and then 18 days, and then the Spookfest came out 18 days after that update. Driving Empire didn't have a great update schedule, which was causing players to get bored of waiting for Driving Empire updates and move on to other Roblox racing games. But on December 23rd, 2021, this update was so huge that it made up for the player loss they received over the past couple months or so. This update included, get ready for this, A whole new different map, a new UI for everything in the game, a new neighborhood, added opening doors for over 50 cars, and added body kits and rim swapping for the cars, new extra raisins, tank suspensions, new stable, better handling chassis, and drip mechanics, new settings so you can change from miles per hour to kilometers per hour, and other general settings, and whole new graphics settings, redone races, new sound systems for you cars, new animated convertible roofs, improved tire touches, new lighting for etc. for the game, a new Lamborghini car pack, and 48 remits for new cars. Yeah, this update was absolutely huge to say the least. After another update, we got an update that included 7 new cars such as Lamborghini Huracan STO, Zenvo TSRS, and Lamborghini Countach, the new Mercedes car pack that cost 2.5k Robux, 3 limited cards which were the Chiron 110th anniversary and Hermes edition, and Lycan Hypersport. New limited system. Cars that were now showing that the serial number, you got a limited car and 2 new graphic settings. Then a couple more updates later, we got a huge port and Koenigsegg update, which included the Fiesco Hydra, the Regera Ghost, which came as a limited, Fiesco Absolutes, and a bunch of Porsches and other Koenigsegg's. We did also get the Twitter reward system when you got the Smart 42 and 25k cash for free, which for the newer players, if you don't know how that works, basically you have to make a Twitter account and then enter your Twitter username and you will get the stuff. There was also a glitch with it to where you can keep using the same username over and over and over and over again. And I remember just telling people my Twitter tag to help them get the stuff. They also added comfort mode for roleplays and a bunch of other small stuff. We got an update on April 2nd, 2022, and after that update, we got another update that came out on May 21st, 2022. And oh my god, this update was just filled with cars and stuff. There's no way I can read every bit of this because there's so much here. But if you guys like, you're free to read this for yourself, but oh my god, it was huge. Now on October 23rd, which is only a day after my birthday, we got the sneak peek for the 2022 Spookfest event. Yup, the Spookfest made a return and they had some pretty awesome cars, such as the Ghostbusters car, the Back to the Future DMC DeLorean, the Koenigsegg Gemera, which, fun fact, is one of the rarest cars in the game now, the Apollo Evo, and the 1969 Dodge Charger RT. This event includes so many more things that would take up too much time to cover up, but something pretty cool was that when the timer hit 0, which there was a timer over the dealership, when it hit 0, the whole map went dark, and there was this purple cloud stuff that filled up the whole map, and it was really cool. I was able to be streaming it when it happened. Take a look. 5, 4, 3, I don't even care. 2, 1. Here we go now. I gotta take a picture. I gotta take a picture. I gotta take a picture. Oh, I got the picture. Now. Wait. Whoa. During the Spookfest event, everyone was making videos on the whole updates and reviewing it and showing how to get candies fast. And of course, General Kiko was making reviews on the cars. Also predicting what the mystery car could be that was under the cover, which it turned out to be the returning Bugatti 110 and this did turn out to be correct. This Spookfest was going alright until...
What's up guys, welcome back to another video. As you can see, it says the Spookfest is leaving in 6 hours. Now I think that
on November 5th, 2022, Driving Empire departure 12 days early. Most of us didn't get all the cars, most didn't get the Mercedes 300 SL or the Aston Martin DB5, and we were all left with no reveal of the Bugatti 110 under the cover. As an apology from Borges to the community, he decided to make the conversion from candies to cash super high for us, giving us a ton of money. After this happened, Borges took to Discord and said the following. Spookfest was ended due to excessive lag, poor retention, and dropped player count. Also poor sales on the event cards indicating people just didn't want to play. It will not be reverted. The Cento will be released as a limited car in the dealer this weekend. The stats of the game. This update over the past 5 days held a lower player count than DE when it's not updated for 2 months. This update got so poorly reviewed that it was doing its worst than ever. Players, devs, and even Borges himself had never seen the game get this low of a player count. To show how sorry Borges and the devs were, they decided to make a poll asking if players would like to see all of the cars in the event come back as limited vehicles in the dealership for cash for 12 days to buy the cars. The prices and value of the cars were raised because according to Dev, the candy was just too unbalanced, meaning that the candies didn't make it worth what the value was actually worth. So they decided to raise the prices, and on November 6, 2022, they came back in the dealership as limited vehicles. Now there was actually 2 cars that did not come back on sale as a limited. That was the Mercedes 300 SL and the Aston Martin DB5. The reason why the 2 cars didn't come back was because, from what Borges said, he wanted them to quote unquote stay rare. So all the cars except for those 2 came out. Now if people thought things couldn't get any worse, while Spookfest was ending, Borges had also lost ownership of his group. Now everybody was genuinely confused on what happened. But who was this person that took ownership of the Empire Games group? Well, the person that took ownership was a user by the name of AFS02 or AFS02. Why was he the owner of the Empire Games group? Players thought that it was just Borges' placeholder account, but it wasn't, because the account name was AFS, which is the initials for Alexandre Singer, or Alex Singer. And according to a quick Google search, he is the founder and CEO of a company called Voldex. Not a lot of people knew about this, so it wasn't a big rumor or anything at the time. So on November 6th, 10 days after the whole Spookfest ending stuff, we got the first housing leak from Driving Empire, which is this screenshot from inside a house. This is actually the interior and the entrance to the Delaney house in the game. Now the next few updates were nothing special. I mean, we did get the Black Friday sale, which was nothing serious at all. After a few months, on December 13th, 2022, we got the leak for the Christmas event, which was a thumbnail with the one-of-one Aston Martin Victor on the cover and some Christmas decorations around the thumbnail. Pretty cool. Then 2 days later, we got the second leak for the Christmas event, which showed the Christmas event track called Slippery Circuit. And on December 19th, 2022, the Winterfest had arrived, and it was not the best. I have seen quite a bit of people talking about how laggy it was and just how mid the cars were, and the gameplay for the event was just bad. Those were the complaints I personally heard, but these problems like lag in cars sound very similar to 2022 Spookfest. Some people were worried that Winterfest may end up ending early like Spookfest did. Then on the same exact day, Driving Empire tweeted a picture just saying, "Visit the Winterfest and share your screenshot using hashtag ChristmasEventDE22. On the picture, we noticed Hacker sitting on the Santa sleigh along with someone who is completely random. Well, as what some people already know is that this is OHIPPO, which is one of the devs or the workers for Voldex. So Driving Empire was just giving us a little hint on what was happening. Then on December 22nd, the second Igloo dealer for the event opened up. Then again on December 22nd, we got a trailer. A trailer that would forever change Driving Empire. We were getting a partner up with Voldex, and it was completely clear that Borges no longer owned Driving Empire anymore, and Driving Empire was left all in Voldex's hands. Now everyone was still getting used to having new devs own their favorite racing game. Now on December 30th was the last update on Winterfest, and we got the Ferrari Daytona SP3 revealed to us, and it was sold for 27,500 gifts. Then on January 6th, 2023, Winterfest departure, and we got a Ferrari that was removed and that had returned to the game that was called the Ferrari 296 GTB. We got a new sign for the dealership, which was kind of cool. Everything that had to do with Winterfest was completely gone. We got a conversion rate which was really low to avoid hackers getting a lot of cash from the conversion. Now because we had a whole company and team working on Driving Empire now, we were actually getting weekly updates, which was pretty cool to admit. But the updates for the past 3 weeks have been pretty boring and not very interesting. I'll just say the main thing for each of these 3 updates. On January 13th, we got the ability to favorite cars in dealership. January 20th, we got 2 new cars. And on January 27th, we got the new drawbridge sprint race. Yeah, they were really nothing interesting at all. New drawbridge sprint race was pretty cool, but still nothing too crazy to get hyped for. But it was this one update. This one singular update is what simply sparked a whole thing of drama. And this is the update that would make everyone in the community go against Voltex, and some players even quitting Driving Empire. On February 3rd, 2023, we got this new feature in the game, and it's none other than the crate system. When the update came out, many players were already trying it out, and YouTubers were making videos on it, and their feedback was not positive at all.
This rule system is kind of trash for people with a lot of money, though, I'll tell you that.
Bro, I'm just gonna say it. This is a friggin' terrible update.
Come on, bruh. Stop giving me... Bro, no, I want supercars. This is Gambling Empire, after all. If it was Greenville, I wouldn't care, but I don't want a bunch of E92s on Driving Empire.
Increase their revenue? I'm not the biggest fan of it, if I'm being honest.
This update was so bad, people literally claimed it as a gambling update because of how similar it was to gambling. Therefore, it earned its nickname, the Gambling Update. The thread for the community's opinions were not much better either. You could not find one positive comment in the thread even if you tried. This update was just one of the worst updates to ever come to Driving Empire. Yeah, I said one of the worst updates. Most of you may already know what I'm talking about. On February 6th, we got this leak from Driving Empire which showed the shadow of the SSC Tuatara Striker. The day after that was the update, and then we got the SSC Tuatara Striker as a limited, and the Porsche 19 Spider came back with a worse interior than before it came back. Then on February 13th, we got the sneak peek for the Bugatti Chiron Profile, which we were told it was going to be an Easter event vehicle, until February 24th hit. When this update came out, this is where everything in Driving Empire took a complete turn and went completely out of control. This is the update that made Driving Empire how it is today. If you guys thought that the first crates were bad, then take a look at the premium crates. Now you guys would think the same thing would happen like the normal crates. Get mad at them, rage at Voltex, and then get mad at the crates every time you saw them when you joined the game, right? Well, not this time. Instead, people first experienced it and figured we were lied to about multiple cars being on sale / limited vehicles, and were instead put into the crates and got mad, even as far as doxing the whole Voltex company. And the crates costed Robux this time, which is a form of real money. Since you spend money to get Robux, now you're spending Robux to get a car you want that you're almost not guaranteed to get. And this is no cheap amount of Robux, like 100 Robux or like 300 Robux. No. This is 650 Robux we're talking about here. 650 Robux in actual USD is $8.13. That's almost 10 bucks to spend one time for a car you're probably never going to even get. You could almost buy a Lucid Air for that amount of Robux. So after seeing and experiencing the premium crates, they started to email the companies to get the premium crates cars removed, so the premium crates wouldn't be in the game anymore. But looks like they didn't fully think it through and didn't realize this would result in every type of the vehicle that got removed from the crates, and Voltex would just come back and make an ugly version of your favorite car in the game. But here's what I'll say. I get Voltex does have to make their money back from paying Borges, which I'm sure costed a lot. But was this really the right way to do it? I'm sure you guys could have thought of something different. But moving on from crates, we actually got a record broken in Driving Empire, and that is the most expensive buyable vehicle that you can get in the dealership with cash. And that was the McLaren F1 LM, costing a whopping $25,724,027 credits. The Bugatti Atlantic was known for the most expensive car for over 2 years. That's a long freaking time. Now we got even worse news. Koenigsegg's were removed from the dealership. Now they weren't gone completely, they were only gone from the dealership, like you just couldn't buy them, so they were like completely invisible in the dealership. And Nick said that they did have a chance of coming back if everything went smoothly and everything like that, and that they would come back on sale. Well, over 2 months later, they still haven't came back. So yeah, I guess Koenigseggs are also kind of completely gone now. So yeah, Koenigseggs are pretty much gone as well. Then on March 17th, we got more trucks in the game after like forever. Then on March 22nd, this is where even more drama sparked. We got the Empire Taxi event teaser, and it was a bit suspicious, but we will get onto that a little later. Then on March 24th, we got the actual update, and there was a bunch of drama, but like I said, I will get onto that later. But then, something absolutely horrible happened on March 29th.
Vehicle removal notice. This is the exact same thing that Lamborghini did not too long ago, bro. Following vehicles have been removed from Driving Empire. As an apology, you will be compensated for 150% of their dealer value. Goodbye, Bugattis. Sayonara, Bugattis, bruh.
Driving Empire has now removed all Bugattis from the game.
Yup, the second brand to get removed from Driving Empire, Bugatti. Now for people who rolled the premium craze to get the Bugatti Profile, they decided to significantly raise the Bugatti Profile's value because of the amount of Robux that people probably wasted on the premium craze. Then on April Fool's, we got the Tango T600, which held the record for the most cheapest item and cheapest car in the game. It was only available until 12 o'clock a.m. Eastern Time, which is the end of April Fool's. Then we got the Easter event, which not only did people really hated due to the McLaren F1 coming back and losing its rarity and not being as rare, the F1 being nerfed, and the event itself being overall trash. We also lost Ferrari. Yup, 2 brands gone in a week. 7 days. At this point, everyone was just leaving Driving Empire because they were just tired of all this disaster happening. And now the playground had dropped down to around 10k, which is about half of what Driving Empire would normally get not too long ago. Now, as the events kept coming, the community realized something. And that was that Voltex wasn't putting a lot of effort into these events and making them fun. On top of the cars not even being good and being worth grinding for, the events were just trash and low effort, and the exact taxi event was used twice. And it just made Voltex seem lazy and not really caring too much about the game that we absolutely love or loved. Now, when I say Empire Taxi was reused, the second time was a bit different. A while ago, before it came back, Borges asked if we wanted low-quality Lambos, so Voltex decided to take that into consideration and brought back the quote-unquote Lamborghini Gallardo LP 560-4. And I mean, it's not horrible. I mean, comparing to the real life version, it's not too far off, especially at the back. But there could be some improvements. But it was added as the final prize in the second taxi event. But then 12 days after Ferrari's removal, yup, you guessed it, we got another removal. And this time, it was Pagani. We had fully lost 3 car brands in the span of 2 months. We had fully lost 3 car brands in under 2 months. And as you may expect, nobody was sticking around after this. And the player count was so low. And on April 21st, we got the ugliest fake Lambo and just an overall model in the game in general ever. We got the new Lamborghini Revolto, which I'll admit is not a bad model. I think it's pretty good, but the same can't be said for the other one, the 2008 Lamborghini Gallardo. The amount of hideous put into this car is unbelievable. This thing is so ugly. Everyone was literally trying to figure out if this was even supposed to be a Lamborghini. It was just that bad. On April 28th, we got an odd-looking model of a Lamborghini Countach, and leaderboards, which was just a boring update. 2 things that nobody's going to even bother using. And now, just under a week ago, we now got these absolutely trashed models of a Noble M600, a Audi R8, and a Lancia Delta. These models, in my opinion, just look bad and off. And on May 8th, Voldex announced that they will be remodeling the current cars in the dealership that are perfectly fine and haven't been hit with a copyright to avoid getting copyrighted again. This came to a shock to the whole community and content creators as well. But Voldex did also claim that they realized that we didn't like the looks of the Gallardo LP560-4 and said that they will be completely remodeled to try to look nicer. The original message was the following here. Driving Empire players. A lot has happened on Driving Empire over the past few weeks, and we want to apologize for the lack of communication from our team. Going forward, we will improve our communication with you so that you are involved and heard. Car designs. We have received notices from certain car manufacturers alleging that some Driving Empire vehicles infringe various intellectual property rights. While we don't agree with the manufacturer's claims, our priority is to resolve these disputes in a friendly way to protect Driving Empire. As a result, we have taken responsive action by removing certain cars from the game. Future designs will be made in a new style to avoid further conflict. We are also making changes to existing vehicle designs as required. We are working really hard on this and appreciate your patience as we learn to ensure the new car style meets the high quality you all deserve. The quality of the cars in Driving Empire will continue to improve as our team learns this new style. We've heard that certain cars we've recently released, such as the 2011 Veloz Typhoon Carbonic, did not meet your expectations. We want to thank all of you for your feedback. We will remodel and improve these cars as soon as we can. We know how important car model quality is for the game and are committed to meeting the highest standards. We know we should be working more closely with you and communicating more often and transparently, and we will do just that. Let us know what you think our next feature or improvement should be and what car you'd like to see added. Thank you for your understanding and support. Driving Empire team. Now, like I mentioned forever ago about the events they were adding, people complain about them being copies from other games, such as the Empire Taxi event being a copy of Taxi Boss, and the Daily Quest being a copy from Drive World, and now we recently got a tweet by Driving Empire that a Barn Hunt is now coming to the game, which is a copy from the Car Dealership Tycoon and Vehicle Legends both. Driving Empire has now lost over 10,000 players and has been surpassed by Vehicle Legends, which is Fonedian's game, which remember that Fonedian was the original creator of WayForward/Driving Empire over 3 years ago, and now has over 1,000 more players than Driving Empire daily, and Drive World is just slowly creeping behind. All we can do now is wait for what the future holds, and hopefully Voldex will do something to turn Driving Empire around. But for now, we wait with patience to see Voldex try to do something to actually make the game the #1 racing game on the platform again.